We have discussed about lighting data services, and we have discussed what exactly the lighting data service and what is the use and what we can do with the help of this lighting data services we have discussed, and how many ways are available to interact with the Salesforce objects in lighting web component framework without using any Apex code we have discussed. There we have discussed two mechanisms. First one, farm based. That means with the help of the built-in components, we can interact with your Salesforce objects like the record form, record view form, record edit form. And the second one, programming based, which can be done with the help of UI record API. That means user interface API. So now in this case, whenever we are doing some operations on your Salesforce object records through JavaScript, we are using the help of this Lighting Data Services. So Lighting Data Services allows us to interact with the Salesforce object without using any Apex programming code. Without writing any Apex code, just with the help of few JavaScript functionalities, we can implement these features. So we can insert some records, we can update the records, we can delete the records, we can fetch the records from the Salesforce object just by using some built-in JavaScript methods. Now, in that case, what are those methods that we have in JavaScript? How to use them, we'll see. Now, whenever we are interacting with your Salesforce objects, if you want to perform some update operation or delete operation, if you want to fetch the record, then we need record ID. Based on the record ID, we can collect the required record details. Based on those record details, we can do the required operations. In that case, in order to collect the current record ID and to collect the current object API name, we have two public properties in our JavaScript as part of Lighting Web Component Framework. In Lighting Web Component Framework, we are having two built-in public properties are available. That means API decorated properties like record ID, object API name. So now these two properties are used to collect the current record details, that means current record ID and the current object API name. How can we do that? Now let me show you with the practical. Now, let me show you how can we use them. Now, I'm creating a new Lighting Web component. Show record details component. I'm creating a new Lighting Web component with the name Show Record Details component. I want to collect the current record ID and the current object API name. For that one, just you can define two properties at the rate API, that is record ID property, at the rate API, object API name property. That's it. These are the two properties. Both are public property. These are the built-in properties given by Lighting Web component. We are going to be importing API namespace. Now that's it. Just you can define these two properties. These two properties are having the built-in feature functionality to collect the current record ID automatically. It will store into the record ID property. It will collect the object name information. That object name will be storing inside object API name property here. Now, let me show you these two values are my template. I'm going to the template file. I'm using lighting card. Title equals to current record details. I'm indicating icon name equals to standard account. Here I would like to represent. Current record ID is, I want to represent the value. I'm giving a bold tag. Here I would like to show this content. Record ID property. Whatever the record ID property value that we have, this value I would like to show on my lighting card. I'm giving a break tag. Current object API name. I'm using bold tag. Object. Now I'm using this break tag. I'm using this break tag. Now, so these are the two built-in properties that we have in our lighting web component framework. First one, record ID property, object API name property. Now let's see. Let me save this code. Now I want to show this, I want to represent this component inside a lighting record page. Whenever I'm placing this component in the lighting record page, so now it will collect that record details, that record ID, that records object name also here. That record is belongs to which object. Now it will collect the details automatically. Now let me expose this component. I'm going to the metadata file. Is exposed equals to true. I'm adding the targets. Target record page. Now let's see. Now I'm placing this component inside my record detail page. Now let's see. I would like to place this component inside my record page so that we can able to collect that record ID. We can see the record API name also, object API name also onto your component. Let's see. Let me go to my Salesforce org, use open default org. Now let's see. Now I'm going to my Salesforce object. You can go to any object record also, no issues. In that record detail page, just you can place this component. Now this component will bring the record ID, object API name automatically by default. I'm going to my account object here. Open the record detail page. Here I would like to place that component over here. Here I would like to place the component. Click on edit page. Now I'm removing this component over here. Here I would like to place that component. When you come down, show record details component. Okay, this is a component just now we have prepared. I'm placing this component over here. See, once you click on save button, click on activation. I want to make it visible to this default applications here. Now save it. Go back. Open any one of the account record, it will collect the details automatically. Suppose whenever I'm opening this record, now it is collecting this record IDC. We haven't written any code, just we have prepared those two properties. Record ID, it is collecting the record ID automatically. This is the current record ID, and then object API name. When you go to another record, it will collect that record ID. When you go to Dickinson PLC, this record ID, it will collect, it will represent, it will show that object API name. For example, I'm going to my hiring manager object. There also I would like to place this record detail page. In this record detail page, I will place the component. Let's see. Click on edit page. In the left panel, I would like to show this component. Here I'm placing this component. Let's save. Click on save button. Activation. This will be accessible for organization default. Make it save. Let's go back to hiring manager record. See, here we can able to see the hiring manager record ID here. This current record, Abhishek Kumar record ID, this is the record ID, this is the object API name. So in that case, we no need to write any additional code. We no need to write any code, just with the help of these two properties, record ID property, object API name property. These two properties are having the built-in functionalities to collect that record ID and the object API name automatically by default. So whenever we are performing some operations, now let's see. Now let me place this code. Then we'll see some more functionalities. design an LWC component to represent the current record ID and object API name on the component. Let's see. Let me place this code. This is the template code. JavaScript file. Metadata file. Now, this is how we can collect the current record ID and the object API name just by using this built-in properties. These are the two built-in properties which has been given by Lightning Web Component Framework. Okay. Now, the next one. Now, so now here we are able to represent the current record ID and the object API name. So now in this case, how can we perform the DML operations on your object records? Okay, we'll see with the practical use cases. So whenever if you want to interact with your Salesforce object, if you want to perform some DML operations, we are using the help of Lightning Data Services feature. In that Lightning Data Services feature, we are having this two parts are available. We have two parts are available over here. First one, farm based, second one, programming based. Now, as part of this farm based that already we have discussed, okay, three components are available. Let's see those components first. What exactly the farm based built-in components, how to interact with your Salesforce objects, and how can we perform the DML operations. We'll see one by one. Now, so now as part of this farm base, that means without writing even a single line of Apex programming code, without writing even a single line of Apex programming code, just with the help of, okay, just with the help of some ready-made component given by Lightning Web Component Framework, we can interact with your Salesforce object, we can perform the operation. So we are having three built-in components are available here, like the record form, record view form, record edit form. These are the three built-in components given by Lightning Web Component Framework, which can be used to interact with your Salesforce object through without writing any code, and then we can perform the DML operations. Then, how can we do that? Okay, we'll see with the practical use case today. Let me explain each and every component one by one. First one, Lightning record form. The component name is Lightning record form. So what exactly this Lightning record form component? What we can do with the help of this component? Now let's see. Basically, Lightning record form is a built-in web component given by LWC framework. LWC framework provides a built-in web component that is called as Lightning record form. Now, then what is the use of this Lightning record form? What we can do? By using this component, we can represent the record details information, okay, on your Lightning component. Whatever the record details that you want, we can collect the record details. Those record details we can able to represent it over here. That means what? We can fetch the record data from the object. Based on some record ID, we can fetch the record details. We need to specify the record ID, which record details you would like to collect. That record is available in which object? We need to pass the object API name also. Based on the object name, based on the record ID, we can collect the record details over here. Generally, to do this, we are using SOQL queries in Apex programming. So we have to write an SOQL query. Through that query, we need to fetch the record details from the object by using where class. But here, we no need to write any SOQL queries, no Apex programming at all. By using this built-in component, just by passing the record ID and the object API name, we can collect the record details. And by using this component, we can create some new records also. We can update the existing records as well. That facility is available here. So not only representing the record details, we can able to create some new records and we can update some existing records also. Then, in that case here, whenever we are performing these kind of operations on your object records, if you want to fetch the record detailed information, if you want to create some new records, if you want to update some existing records inside the object just by using some built-in Lightning Web component, then we can go with the help of this Lightning record page. So Lightning record page is a built-in component which allows us to fetch the data from the object based on the record ID and the object name, and we can insert some new record. We can modify the existing record as well. Now, so whenever if you want to do this one, how can we supply this record ID? How to supply this object API name? Then how can we fetch the data? So now for that one, we have to use some properties. Then what properties are available in this Lightning record form? Okay, we'll see. And how can we fetch the data? We'll see with the practical use case. Now, let me give that note point first. What properties are available? We'll see one by one. By using this component, we can fetch the detailed information of the record from the Salesforce object based on the object API name and record ID, and we can represent on the component. By using this component, we can create new records and update existing records inside the object also. So not only creating some new records, we can modify the existing records also here. Now, so what are the various properties are available? What properties are available? The first property is record ID property. Basically, record ID property is used to specify the record ID. That means what record details you want me to collect. Which record details you want me to collect. That record ID we need to pass as a parameter. Now, to specify the record ID to fetch the details from the object. Second one, object API name. Object API name, which is used to specify the object name. Object API name. Third one, layout type. That means upon fetching the data from the object, So now you want to collect all the details or only some basic details here. For that one here, we are having layout type. We have two options are available, compact layout or full layout. Compact layout or full layout. That means what? Compact layout means what? It will be collecting only these particular details over here. When you go to the account, for example, when you go to the account card, it is indicating this is a compact layout. It will fetch only these details. If I'm layout type equals to only basic details, it will fetch. If I'm indicating full, it will collect all the details here, like this here. Whatever the values are available, whatever the fields are available, complete details it will fetch. But whenever we are inserting some records, compulsorily we have to use that layout type as full. Because here in this one, we need to pass a value for so many fields also. In that case, we need to show all these fields, okay, on the layout. So for that reason, whenever we are creating some new records, always the layout type should be full. Now, note. While creating the new records, the layout type should be full. Next, mode property. So what do you mean by this mode property? Basically, mode property is used to indicate. So whatever the record we have collected from the object, the records are visible. You want to show these record values or the fields in read-only format, in editable format, or what? We need to specify that, okay, mode. So now the mode is used to indicate whatever the fields are visible on your Lightning Web Component, because those field values will be in editable format, a read-only format, or just to view that we can specify here. Now we are having this option: view, edit, read-only. Next, the next property over here, on submit. On submit. That means whenever we are submitting the data here, whenever we are submitting the data, once you click on that save button, then if you want to do any operations, if you want to do any operation, that operations results we can able to write over here. We can specify JavaScript function, and then on success. Once the operation has been done, once the operation is successfully processed, then if you want to show some, okay, toast notifications, that right piece of code, we can write it over here. JavaScript function. That means which method you would like to execute. Once the operation has been done, what method you would like to execute. On error. On error. So basically, this on error is a property which is used to indicate the JavaScript function name, which is used to indicate that which is used to perform certain operation once a record operation has been failed. Whenever I'm doing some certain operations, once the operation has been failed, then what error message you would like to show, what alert message you would like to show, that we can indicate with the help of this on error property. Now, these are the various properties are available over here. Now, these are the various properties. So now here in this case, let's see how can we do this. How can we fetch the recorded details? Okay, we'll see. And how can we represent the recorded details? How to update it back to the database? We'll see with the practical use case. Now, once the operation has been done, once the record has been updated, I would like to show the custom toast notifications here. How to do that? Okay, we'll see with the practical use case. Okay, just give me a minute. I will be back. Now, so now let's see how can we do this. Now my requirement is I would like to create a Lightning Web component. Through that Lightning Web component, I would like to collect the current recorded detailed information, and then the recorded data I would like to show on my component. Then I will update some values. I will update some values. Those values should be reflected back to the database. So generally, whenever if you want to update some value, then we need to write some DML statement. But here, I don't want to write even a single line of Apex programming code. I don't want to use any Apex programming code. Everything I would like to do just with the help of a JavaScript. Through JavaScript, I would like to do that. Then how can we do that? Okay, let me show you with the practical use case. Now, let's take a small use case. Design a Lightning Web component to represent the record detailed information from the component. Update the record field values and represent the custom toast notification. Once the record has been updated successfully. Now let me show you how can we create a Lightning Web Component. I'm creating a new Lightning Web Component. Record form component. A record form component. Now, I'm defining those two properties first. @API record ID, @API object API name. I'm defining because to collect the current record details. I'm going to be importing the API namespace because we are referencing API decorator inside your Lightning Web Component. The corresponding namespace we need to import into your Lightning Web Component by using JavaScript with the help of import statement. Now done. Based on this record ID, based on this object API name, I want to collect that record details I would like to represent. The complete details first. Then I will show you how to update, how can we perform the operations. We'll see that. Now, let's see. I'm going to the template file. Here I'm preparing a Lightning card. Title equals to hiring manager details. And the icon name equals to standard case icon. Case object icon I would like to represent. Or else you can use any custom icon also. Let's go to the Lightning design system. Go to the icons. I'm searching for a few custom icons. Custom icons. So many icons are available. I would like to show this icon here. Custom 15. Custom icon. Custom 15. Here I would like to use the record form. I'm using this Lightning record form so that based on that we can able to collect the required details over here. Now let's see. Lightning record form. I would like to use this Lightning record form. Here I would like to specify that properties. So what properties are required, we can specify here. Now, I'm indicating record ID. Where is that record ID here? Already we have defined the property, the current record ID. Object API name. Now we are going to fetch the details of that current object. And I would like to specify the layout type. Layout type. I'm giving as full. Mode. Mode I'm indicating as read only. If you want to see view, then you can specify view also. Now, in how many columns you want to arrange the fields? I want to arrange the fields in 3 columns here. So we can specify 3. Okay, we can specify 3. Now, let's see. That's it, over. It will collect the recorded details. How to update, we'll see that later. Now, so now here in this case, we are using this Lightning record form. This record form will be collecting the recorded details. Based on this layout to type, it will collect the corresponding fields. If I'm giving compact, only the compact layout fields will be populated. If I'm giving full, all the fields information, all the fields available inside the object, it will collect. It's like as a SOQL query. Without writing SOQL query, through this built-in component itself, we are collecting this record details over here. Now it will go to this particular object. In that object, it will go to this record ID. Based on the record ID, it will collect the record values. It will represent the record values in the form of the Lightning Web component with the 3 columns over there. Now, let me save it. Now, let me place this component inside my Salesforce Arc. I'm exposing it to targets. Target, I would like to specify the record page. I'm using this record page, which is used to represent that record detailed information. That's it, over. So now let's go back to your Salesforce Arc, place this component, we can see the detailed information of the record. I'm going to my Salesforce Arc. I'm going to the hiring manager object here. Now here I would like to add one tab. I would like to place that component. Go to the edit page. Here I'm adding a new tab right now. Go to this tab bar. Create a new tab. Add a tab. I'm giving the tab label as my custom label. I will give my own name. Or simply I would like to specify view HR record. I'm giving the tab label as view HR record. Now click on this tab now, place your component. Whatever the component that you have designed, you can place this. This is the record form component, just you can place it. Automatically it will be representing the details. Let's see. I'm saving this component, make it activated. Now, go back to the recorded detail page. Here we are having this details tab, which will be representing the detailed information over here. When I go to view HR record, we can see the recorded detailed information over here, which will be representing this details in 3 columns. So now my client asked me to arrange the fields in 3 columns. In that case, we can go with this mechanism. So now we can able to represent these fields. Now whatever the fields are available, all the fields are visible in 3 columns over here. Depends upon the requirement, we can represent. Suppose if you want to modify this value, so designation I'm modifying here, recruitment specialist. Now I'm updating it as okay, HR manager. Now once you click on save button, it will be updating the data back. We no need to write any code. It will use standard business logics. It will do that updation automatically. But once the updation has been done, I want to show some custom notification. Then what we can do? In that case, we have to write the piece of code. So in this case, just you can go to that HTML. Here on success, once the operation has been performed on success, I would like to show some message. Handle success message. Handle success message. I'm preparing a JavaScript function. Now I would like to do that here. I want to show that message. So now here in this case here, we can able to represent the message. It is providing that IntelliSense option also over here, depends upon the requirement. Now I'm going to be indicating this. Whenever if you want to use show success or show toast event, we have to import that namespace. Import show toast event from Lightning platform show toast event. Now we are going to be representing this. Constant show success message. Here I'm indicating title here. Message hiring manager record inserted successfully. Variant success variant. And then I would like to specify the mode dismissible. Here I'm indicating show success message. That's it, over. Now, as soon as once you click on this, okay, updating the records, once the operation has been success, it will be invoking this method. Now let's see. Refresh this screen now. I'm opening this record, some Arun Kumar. View HR record. I'm changing this current CTC from 21 lakhs to 24 lakhs. 24 lakhs. Now click on save button. Once the operations has been done, it has to show the toast notification over here. Still the browser cache is not yet reflected over here. That's what it is not showing, that notification message. Let me reload this. Open default arc. I'm going to my sales application. Go to the hiring manager. Open some Abhishek Kumar record. Record details are visible, which is in view format. That's what we are getting this. Okay, edit icons. If it is read only, you won't get this option. I'm changing this value from 15 lakhs to 18 lakhs. Still, this is not yet reflected. Let me log out from this. On success, handle success message. Now, once we close the browser and then once you sign out and once you relog in, it will be clearing the browser cache. Go to this hiring manager. View HR record. I'm changing the current city so from 18 lakhs to 21 lakhs. See, now we are able to see the message hiring manager record inserted successfully. We have given that okay mode as dismissible so that after 3 seconds it will be getting invisible automatically by default. This is how we are going to be representing the toast notifications once the operations has been done. So once operations has been done, then we can able to represent this kind of custom notifications also based on the business needs. This is how we can able to see. If you want to see this recorded detailed information in the form of read-only format, just you can able to go to this, go to that component and then okay mode equals to read only. Mode equals to read only. Just to refresh the screen. It will take some time to reload that component. Still it is showing. Still it is showing like as editable. Let me relog in. We have given that format as that means the mode as okay read only. So just it has to show that recorded detailed information in the form of read only format. Go to the hiring manager. Open the record. Abhishek Kumar. Select view HR record. See, we are having only read only format. Okay, we can't modify these record values. Now, third one. For example, if I'm giving like as edit, then the fields will be in editable format by default. How it will look like, let me show you. Let me relog in.
What is the difference between the read-only and view, Firoz?
Read only in the sense just you can see the data. We can't modify. View means once you click on edit icon, it will be in editable format. You can modify the values.
Okay, thank you.
Now let me go to my application. Go to the hiring manager. Once you click on view HR record, see, record will be in editable format already. These are the three mechanisms are available. If you want to make some changes, then you can change. I'm changing the designation to recruitment specialist. Click on save button. operation has been done. So these are the three different ways that we have, okay, as part of this lighting record form. So now as part of this lighting record form, we can able to specify the required details and we can modify the required values. Also depends upon the business needs, and we can able to arrange these records in the required number of columns as well. Now, let me place this. I'm giving this property also for your information. Columns. Like as 1, 2, 3, like that we can specify. Template file. JavaScript file. Metadata file.
Firoz, hello.
Yes.
Firoz, in this the field layouts will be coming as per the page layouts, right?
Right.
What if we want to change them?
That means what?
Like I want a
If you
different
want
layout,
only
not
some, now if you want to get your own fields, then we can able to specify that fields option. There is a property will be available over here. We can able to indicate that fields property. We can specify what fields you would like to collect
okay.
in the form of array. We can specify. Now, so this is the way we are using the help of, okay, record form. Second one, lighting record view form. What exactly the record view form? Now let's see. The component name is lighting record view form. Now the name of the component is indicating what kind of operations it can do. What is the functionality? It is clearly describing in the name itself. Basically, record view form is a built-in component. Okay, record view form is a built-in component which has been given by Lightning Web Component, which can be used to design a page or to design a form to represent the detailed information of an existing record. This is only for to view, not to create, not to edit. Now, in this case here, record view form is a built-in component which can be used to design a page or a form on which we can represent a recorded detail. It will represent the recorded detailed information in the form of read-only format. Read-only format. It's purely read-only, only for view, not to edit, not to delete, not to create, nothing. Only to view. But previous component is what we can see, we can create, we can modify. But this one here, now we need to represent only the record here. That's what here. So now it will be purely representing the record detail in the form of read-only format, which can't be editable. The field values can't be editable here. Now, in that case, what fields you want to show on your component? Upon representing the record, what fields you want to show, that we need to specify. We need to indicate that columns information by using lightning record input. That means record output field. Here we are having that lightning output field component. So in that case, while representing the record details, we have to specify the record ID and we have to specify the object API name. Whenever we are representing the record details, we have to collect the record data from the object first. So which record data you want me to collect? We need to pass that record ID. And from which object you want me to collect the details? we need to specify that object API name also, so that whenever we are going to be collecting the record data, we need to specify the record ID and the object API name both. So which record details you want to collect, and then what data you would like to fetch, we need to specify the object name and the record ID also both. Now, so now in that case here, we have to specify the fields. What fields you would like to represent on your Lightning component here. So what fields to be get visible on that component, we need to prepare that field with the help of a built-in component called as Lightning output field component. Lightning output field is a built-in component which can be used to represent a field on your Lightning web component. Now, so now here in this case, so whenever we are fetching the data from the object and from the record, we need to pass that field names. Based on the field name, we are going to be collecting that field values. So internally, it will use that SOQL query over here. Now, in that case, upon fetching the record values over here, upon fetching this field information, it is going to be representing the field along with the field settings also. That means on those fields, whatever the labels that you have given, whatever the helper text you have given, and whatever the additional properties you have applied, like as read only and then unique, all these things will be getting applied here also by default here. So whenever we are representing a record object field, whatever the field settings are available here, all those field settings will be getting reflected on your record detail page. That flexibility is available. Now, in that case here, we have to pass that properties. What properties we need to supply? We have only two properties are available over here. First one, record ID. Second one, object API name. So now what object record data you would like to collect? Which record details you would like to collect? We need to pass the record ID, object API name both. Then, how can we do that? Okay, we'll see. Let me use the node points first. Record view form. Record view form is a built-in component which can be used to represent the detailed information of a record on the component. It will represent the record values in the form of read-only format. Which can't be editable. While representing the record details, we have to supply the record ID and object API name to the record view component. We have to specify the fields to be visible on the component. We have to use Lightning output field component. now. While passing the field API name, output field component, then it will fetch field details, and the field settings also. Properties. First one, record ID property. To specify the record ID, to fetch the details from the object. Second one, object API name. To specify the object name, to fetch the record details from the object. These are the properties are available. Then how can we use these properties? How to build a Lightning component to represent these record details? Okay, we'll see in tomorrow's session. Tomorrow I'm going to show you the practical concept of record view form, and then we'll see record edit form. And then tomorrow we are going to discuss about a feature called as user interface API, that is called as UI record API. How can we use that UI record API? How to create the records, how to delete, we'll see, how to fetch, we'll see one by one. So do the practice on these features today. Tomorrow we'll see some more functionalities. Thank you all. Thanks for your time. Let's meet on tomorrow at same time.